When Nazi Germany launched World War II in September 1939, German engineering and tactical innovation created weapons that revolutionized warfare and forced every other nation to fundamentally rethink military technology. Let's begin. Tanks, armored supremacy. Panzer IV, the workhorse, Germany, 1937 to 1945. The Panzer IV was Germany's most produced tank with over 8,500 built, and its ability to be continuously upgraded throughout the war made it the only German tank to serve from the first day to the last. Initially designed with a short 75mm gun, it evolved into a formidable tank destroyer with a long-barreled high-velocity 75mm gun that could engage any Allied tank. How it changed World War II. The Panzer IV formed the backbone of German panzer divisions in every major campaign from Poland to Berlin. At Kursk, upgraded Panzer IVs with long-barreled guns fought alongside Tigers and Panthers. In North Africa, Rommel's Panzer IVs outfought British tanks. The tank's versatility meant it could be adapted to changing battlefield requirements, a luxury Germany's complex Tigers and Panthers never achieved. Consequences: the Panzer IV proved that adaptability and reliability trump individual technical superiority. The Syrian army used Panzer IVs in 1967, 22 years after the war ended. The Panzer IV established that a good basic design continuously improved outperforms technically superior but inflexible systems. Tiger I heavy tank. The apex predator, Germany, 1942 to 1945. The Tiger I was the most feared tank of World War II, mounting the devastating 88mm gun in a chassis with armor so thick it was nearly invulnerable to Allied tanks at combat ranges. Weighing 56 tons with armor up to 120mm thick, the Tiger could destroy Allied tanks at 2,000 meters while remaining immune to return fire. How it changed World War II. When Tigers first appeared in Tunisia in 1942, Allied tankers were horrified. Their shells simply bounced off while Tigers methodically destroyed entire formations. At Villers-Bocage, a single Tiger destroyed an entire British armored column. The Tiger's psychological impact exceeded its tactical effect. Allied soldiers reported seeing Tigers that weren't there. Consequences: the Tiger forced Allied tank development to accelerate dramatically, leading to the American M26 Pershing and Soviet IS-2. Only 1,347 Tigers were built due to their complexity and cost, proving that technically superior weapons mean nothing if you can't produce enough of them. Post-war, no nation pursued the super heavy tank concept, learning that mobility and numbers matter more than invulnerability. Panther tank, the best tank of the war, Germany, 1943 to 1945. The Panther combined the best features of German and Soviet design: sloped armor inspired by the T-34 with a powerful 75mm high-velocity gun that could penetrate any Allied tank. With excellent mobility, strong armor, and devastating firepower, many historians consider it the finest tank design of World War II. How it changed World War II. Panthers first appeared at Kursk where mechanical problems limited their effectiveness, but once reliability improved, they became devastating. A Panther could destroy a Sherman at 2,000 meters, while the Sherman needed to close to 500 meters for a kill. In Normandy, individual Panthers held up entire Allied advances. Consequences: the Panther influenced every post-war tank design. The French AMX-50, Soviet T-44, and American M-46 all incorporated Panther features. However, the Panther's complexity demonstrated that over-engineering can be strategically fatal. Only 6,000 Panthers were built versus 84,000 T-34s, proving that adequate numbers of good tanks beat small numbers of excellent tanks. Aircraft, Luftwaffe innovation. Messerschmitt Bf-109, the definitive fighter, Germany, 1937 to 1945. The Bf-109 was Germany's primary fighter throughout the war, with over 33,000 produced, more than any other fighter aircraft. Its combination of speed, climb rate, and firepower made it competitive throughout the war despite facing newer Allied designs. Bf-109 pilots achieved the highest individual kill counts in history. How it changed World War II. The Bf-109 dominated the skies over Poland, France, and the early Eastern Front. During the Battle of Britain, it fought RAF Spitfires to a tactical draw. On the Eastern Front, experienced Luftwaffe pilots in Bf-109s achieved kill ratios exceeding 10 to 1 against Soviet fighters. Consequences: the Bf-109 established design principles that influenced jet fighters, emphasis on speed and climb rate over maneuverability. Post-war, Spain and Czechoslovakia continued producing Bf-109s into the 1950s. Israeli pilots flew Czech-built Bf-109s in 1948. The aircraft proved that a good basic design can remain competitive through continuous improvement. Focke-Wulf FW-190. The Radial Revolution, Germany, 1941 to 1945. The FW-190 shocked RAF pilots when it appeared in 1941, outperforming Spitfires in nearly every category. Its air-cooled radial engine was more reliable than liquid-cooled engines, and its heavy armament made it devastating against bombers. Over 20,000 were produced in fighter and ground attack variants. How it changed World War II. The FW-190 gave Germany air superiority over France in 1941 to 1942, a period called the Focke-Wulf Panic by RAF pilots who suddenly found themselves outclassed. As a ground attack aircraft, FW-190s destroyed Soviet armor and fortifications with unprecedented effectiveness. Against American bomber formations, FW-190's firing rockets destroyed hundreds of B-17s and B-24s. Consequences: the FW-190 proved that radial engines could match inline engines in fighter performance. Its ground attack effectiveness established the dedicated fighter-bomber role that continues today. The FW-190's versatility validated the multi-role aircraft concept that defines modern air forces. Junkers Ju-87 Stuka, the terror weapon, Germany, 1936 to 1945. The Ju-87 Stuka dive bomber became the symbol of blitzkrieg warfare. Its ability to deliver bombs with unprecedented accuracy and its distinctive siren created psychological terror that often broke enemy units before bombs fell. The Stuka pioneered close air support, functioning as flying artillery for German ground forces. How it changed World War II. Stuka spearheaded every German offensive from Poland to the early Eastern Front, destroying bridges, fortifications, and armor with precision that conventional bombers couldn't match. At Sedan in 1940, Stukas broke French defenses that ground artillery had failed to crack. Hans-Ulrich Rudel flying a Stuka destroyed 519 tanks, more than some entire divisions. Consequences: the Stuka established close air support as integral to combined arms warfare. Its siren-induced psychological warfare influenced modern military doctrine. However, the Stuka's vulnerability to fighters when air superiority was lost demonstrated that specialized aircraft become liabilities when conditions change. Submarines, the silent killers. Type 7 U-boat, the Atlantic Wolf, Germany, 1936 to 1945. The Type 7 U-boat was the most produced submarine in history with 703 built, and these vessels nearly severed the Atlantic lifeline between America and Britain. Hunting in wolf packs, Type VIIs sank over 3,000 Allied ships totaling 14 million tons, the most successful submarine campaign in history. How it changed World War II. In 1942, U-boats sank ships faster than the Allies could build them, threatening to starve Britain into surrender. Individual U-boat aces like Otto Kretschmer sank over 200,000 tons of shipping. The Battle of the Atlantic wasn't truly won until 1943 when Allied technology and tactics finally countered the U-boat threat. Consequences: the Type 7 established submarine warfare as strategic weapon capable of deciding wars. Post-war submarine development worldwide was based on German designs, with the Soviets directly copying Type 7 technology. The U-boat campaign forced the development of sonar, depth charges, and convoy tactics that define anti-submarine warfare today. Revolutionary weapons, future of warfare. V-2 rocket, the space age begins. Germany, 1944 to 1945. The V-2 was the world's first long-range ballistic missile, reaching altitudes of 90 kilometers and speeds exceeding 5,000 kilometers per hour. Over 3,000 were launched against Allied cities. The V-2 was impossible to intercept and struck without warning, creating terror that conventional weapons couldn't match. How it changed World War II. V-2 attacks killed over 7,000 people and forced the Allies to divert massive resources to hunting launch sites. The psychological impact was enormous. Populations couldn't defend against weapons that struck from space. However, the V-2 arrived too late and in too few numbers to affect the war's outcome. Consequences: the V-2 began the space age and the ballistic missile age. After the war, America and the Soviet Union competed to capture V-2 scientists and technology. American and Soviet space programs were built on V-2 foundations, The rocket that put humans on the moon descended directly from the V-2. Modern ICBMs are V-2 descendants. Me-262, the first jet fighter, Germany, 1944 to 1945. The Me-262 was the world's first operational jet fighter, with speeds exceeding 870 kilometers per hour, 150 kilometers per hour faster than any Allied propeller aircraft. Its 430mm cannon could destroy bombers with single bursts. Had it been mass-produced earlier, it might have changed the war's outcome. How it changed World War II. Me-262s destroyed Allied bombers at rates that horrified bomber crews who had no defense against 150-kilometer-per-hour speed advantages. Over 500 Allied aircraft were confirmed destroyed by Me-262s. However, only about 1,400 were built, and chronic engine problems limited operational availability. Consequences: the Me-262 made all propeller fighters obsolete overnight. Post-war jet development worldwide was based on German research. The Soviet MiG-15 and American F-86 incorporated Me-262 lessons. The Me-262 proved that technological quantum leaps can make existing weapons irrelevant. Infantry weapons, individual firepower. MG-42 machine gun, Hitler's buzzsaw, Germany, 1942 to 1945. The MG-42 fired 1,200 rounds per minute, twice as fast as Allied machine guns. Its distinctive sound was so terrifying that Allied soldiers sought cover immediately. The quick barrel change system meant it could fire almost continuously without overheating. Over 400,000 were produced. How it changed World War II. The MG-42's fire rate allowed single German positions to pin down entire Allied platoons. At Normandy, single MG-42 nests held up entire company advances for hours. Its suppressive fire was so effective that German squads were built around the MG-42. The gun was the primary weapon, and riflemen existed to support it. Consequences: post-war West Germany modernized it as the MG-3, still in service today, 80 years later. The quick-change barrel system became standard in all modern machine guns. Over 30 countries adopted the MG-42 or its descendants. The weapon established the general-purpose machine gun concept. Conclusion: these weapons proved that German engineering excellence can dominate battlefields, but also that wars are won by production capacity and resources, not individual weapon superiority.